You're actually destroying the will of the worker in the country.
And let's quit pretending that this is to help the worker.
It is not.
It is
about
not to help the worker. It's all about the taxes.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Business Newsroom. I am your host, Neil Winteregg, joined as always by Dr. Greg Winteregg, doctor and author. You can find out more about his book, Fun at Work, down below, which also the audiobook was just finished. So by the time you see this, the audiobook should be up on Amazon. My producer might kill me for saying that. So here's what we're going to talk about today. We did a video recently about Assembly Bill 5 in the state of California, also known as AB5. That video, right before the holidays, people started finding it. It became basically one of the most successful videos that we've done. We've gotten a ton of comments and a ton of feedback, and we did that video with not a whole lot of information about AB5 as to what was going to actually happen when it comes around.
Are you saying it may have been just a little bit of a rant?
No, well, it was a rant, but we didn't know what was going to actually happen when it
Right.
was started, you know?
So here we are.
And so here we are.
Active for a month.
Yeah, it's been a month. It's been pretty much a disaster. But I want to share a couple of things.
Not out of
with you.
California.
Oh, yes.
No.
Actually, you know what I found out is this actually started because of Massachusetts.
Oh, you don't say.
The test, the assessment that was that Massachusetts came up with to determine whether somebody was an independent contractor or an employee is actually what was adopted by the state of California.
Oh,
that
so then we
screwed all
had
this stuff
precedent.
up. Yes, so thank you, Massachusetts. New Jersey, by the way, is going to be next with adopting a bill like this.
You don't say. New Jersey, Massachusetts, California, all in the same club?
The
That's
big three.
shocking.
Now, by the way, do you know why this bill was adopted? The state realized that they were losing $8 billion in revenue a year because of people being independent contractors that they couldn't get all the taxation off of. And they've admitted
this is about
to that.
money?
Yes, they've admitted to that.
I thought this was just about being fair to the worker. No, you're saying this is money motivated. I am shocked.
So
beyond belief.
I have some information here for a particular genius that's out there that left me a comment. That's right, that genius. Let me tell you what an independent contractor is.
Okay, lay it on us.
This is
you have
per
the actual book definition.
This is per the state of California. Now, I don't have an exact timestamp on this because, believe it or not, the government website is not very easy to navigate. But let me tell you what the old definition of an independent contractor was.
Okay.
An individual is normally an independent contractor when he or she is free to make business decisions which impact his or her ability to profit or suffer a loss.
Okay.
Now, what is wrong with that definition? Nothing.
Sounds pretty reasonable.
Sounds pretty
to me.
good.
Yeah.
I get to do my job.
Yeah.
I can take hours when I want.
Yep.
I cannot work when I don't want to.
Yep.
They have their own ability to dictate what is going to be
Hours,
going on.
pay, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, what people tried to do with this bill was make Uber and Lyft the enemy.
Yep.
Now, I've never said that Uber and Lyft are great companies. We've railed on them a number of times.
Both, yeah.
And people somehow think that I'm an Uber apologist in the comment section. I don't think that the amount that they pay the drivers based off of how much the fare is correct.
Right.
But here's the thing: don't drive for them. If that's your problem.
You're an independent contractor.
You're an independent
and
contractor.
You have choices.
You get to decide if you work or you don't work. But so this genius wrote back to me what an independent contractor was. And it's the new definition from AB5. So what they did with this bill was change what an independent contractor is. That's all they did. They took your ability to think for yourself and got rid of that. So now,
What's the new definition?
the new test, the three-prong assessment is A, the individual is free from direction and control under his contract for the performance of service, and B, the service is performed outside the usual course of business of the employer, and C, the individual is customarily engaged in an independently established trade, occupation, profession, or business of the same nature as that involved in the service performed. So what they did was
So
they're
now put
saying,
that in English.
What they're saying is that as an independent contractor, you are able to do your job. However, you're not getting guidance from the employer or from the person that's hiring you. But where they really messed it up is that B, they're saying the service is performed outside the usual course of business of the employer. And so what they did was they're saying that if you work for somebody providing the service that they provide, you're no longer an independent contractor.
Got it.
So because Uber is a ride-sharing company and you're driving people,
You're no longer an independent
you're
contractor.
no longer an independent contractor. Now, here's where this messes things up.
Okay.
The trucking industry.
Yeah.
It was going to be such a debacle that a judge had to delay implementation of it for truckers because they were about to lose 70,000 truck drivers.
Whoa.
70,000 truck drivers in the state of California filed suit challenging the California Supreme Court ruling in AB5. The association argues that many of the represented drivers had opted to be independent contractors after having been employed drivers, as this allows them to set their own schedules and otherwise profit from owning their own vehicle. Enforcement of AB5 would force them to be treated as employees and lose these benefits. Whoa. So 70,000 truck drivers independently wanted to be independent contractors. And now we make a law that says they're not allowed to be independent contractors.
So these guys put Uber and Lyft in their crosshairs.
Yeah.
And consider that they're using a rifle instead of a shotgun.
Yeah.
And they're considering no collateral damage on any other profession or industry.
The state is also being sued by the American Society of Journalists and Authors. This gets rid of all of them. The National Press Photographers Association also had to file suit because everyone that works for them, these photographers, everybody. Yeah. You can even say that if I am a guy with a guitar and a microphone and a harmonica and I go to a bar to play, that I'm now an employee of the bar.
Whoa.
Meaning I can't actually go and perform my music because I'm now an employee.
Okay.
So this is all completely backwards.
Okay, I just have to throw this in. How many times have I said the politician has not been born that will ever outsmart the entrepreneur?
Yeah.
I think I can degrade this just another level.
California is out to prove you wrong.
California's out to prove me that the politicians are so ridiculously stupid that they would completely destroy economy in their state only because they're chasing after big bad Uber and Lyft.
Now here's another big problem.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and then we're going to get off of politics. This isn't a political video.
No,
it's
but
just
I'm
a
just
comment
saying.
on the stupidity of it.
Yeah, exactly.
In December, Vox Media, who I'm definitely not a fan of, but this is a fantastic example.
Okay.
Vox Media, Vox Media ended contracts with 200 freelance sports writers and editors who wrote for the blog SB Nation and announced it would be replacing them with 20 new part-time and full-time employees. This company had actually been supportive of the AB5 bill leading all the way up to it. Wow. So we are going to replace 200 independent workers. And I was reading stories yesterday of some of these freelance journalists who are disabled.
Wow.
Who have to care for a loved one who is ill or dying, and being able to write from home allows them to actually function in life. Now they've lost their own ability to provide for themselves. So for you geniuses that are out there, this is aimed at you, because if you have a problem with the way Uber and Lyft are treating you, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but go get a job where you can work 40 hours a week. If you say, well, I only make $12 an hour working for Uber, guess what? Go work at Starbucks.
Right.
And have 40 hours a week with benefits and make more.
Yeah.
Don't take the attack and harm people that aren't yourself. Now, how does this affect business owners and business employees? Now, here's what happened. And I've seen this happen in California. They make a rule or a law that negatively affects an area. So what do people do? They drive to the neighboring towns and states to actually go and spend money in a different state entirely.
They'll just go to Nevada.
Yeah. When I was in Lake Tahoe, gas on one side of the street was insane, and gas literally across the street was $1 cheaper a gallon because of taxes. So we didn't go grocery shopping in California side. We drove an extra 2 miles and went into the Nevada side and saved a bunch of money. So you actually harm the ability of the worker to be able to work for themselves.
Right.
And when you do that, you actually start dictating people's lives for them. You're actually telling them when they can work, what they can do, how much they can make. And if you make it too hard for the employer to have a business, they will no longer open a business to employ these people. This is where the homelessness problem actually comes from in the state of California. You make it hard on the employer, you make it hard on the employee, They pit each other against each other. You sit there and collect your little tax dollars because that's all you know how to do. And then you actually disenfranchise everybody. You're actually destroying the will of the worker in the country.
And let's quit pretending that this is to help the worker.
It is not.
It is about help the worker. It's all about the taxes.
It's about the $8 billion that the state does no better way of trying to help its citizens out.
And what are they going to do with the $8 billion? They're going to spend 12.
Absolutely nothing with it.
Yeah, they'll flush it into some worthless program.
They're going to spend millions of dollars to build a little bike path that I could have made for $50.
Right.
Because they don't know how to spend money and to organize money.
So I would caution, like from a business standpoint or just like as a citizen, be careful not to get caught up in all the political drama.
Yeah.
And select out companies as enemies. Are all companies ethical? Of course not.
No.
Are all companies unethical? No. So the way the system works in the United States is you have to have employers and you have to have employees. And the independent contractor kind of gets to play their own game between both. And the system has worked for a few hundred years.
Yeah.
So quit messing with it. And as a business owner and as a citizen, don't get caught up in all the political drama. I guarantee all you ever have to do is follow the money and you're going to find out the true motivation.
Yep. And there's a lot of money in California that's being pocketed by some people.
Okay, so now in conclusion and summary, where are we after 1 month?
It's a disaster in 1 month. The only people that are excited are somehow people that claim that they could never have gotten a job before, which is total crap. Mm-hmm. The actual people who are spending money, going out there, being the independent contractors, they're the ones that are actually suffering from it. Mm-hmm. It's the people that, should never have been put in this situation. Like I said, independent photographers, writers, etc., who spend money or make money by being able to do their own thing are now being forced to get a job that they might not be able to have because of their current situation.
Disabilities or whatever.
Yeah, and crazy. I think that that's ridiculous. And I got sad with the first AB5 video when I saw all the comments of real hardworking individuals that are saying like, this is ruining our business. We've had to lay people off.
Right.
We decided not to open a business. We decided not to expand our business because of these types of laws. That kills me. Right. And I think it gets rid of the creativity of individuals because there's some lazy people who don't want to work for themselves.
Yep.
They would rather have everything handed to them on a plate. And so if you are in that area, just keep producing hard. Ignore it. Keep your head down. Keep going. If you're outside of California, don't let this type of a thing happen in your state.
Yep.
Understand what the real consequences are of this. The definition of the independent contractor in the very beginning, free to make business decisions which impact his or her ability to profit or suffer a loss. That means that you're in control of your own future. You're in control over how much you make.
Yeah.
And if that's not for you, then go get a 40-hour job.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But don't make everybody else have the same way that you have to have. And that's where we're at.
Agreed.
So this is a little bit of an update on it. We're going to see where things go. There's been multiple lawsuits filed, not just by Uber and Lyft, but by other companies and corporations. And we'll see where these go. Stick around, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and we'll see you next time.